We are 1 week away from round one of the 2025 NFL Draft, and we got some more rumors to discuss. As an NFL insider, Jordan Schultz reporting Brian Daboll likes this rookie quarterback. We'll break that quarterback down, but first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and join us live for every single pick of the 2025 NFL Draft. We're going to be live for all 7 rounds, all 3 days, and I don't want you to miss it. So if you want the best Giants draft content on YouTube, hit that sub button right now. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in. We are 1 week away. Look, I am tired of talking about all the rumors myself. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about it. But it's my job to talk about the rumors. And the latest one is Jordan Schultz reporting that Brian Daboll really likes Jaxson Dart. This was the full quote from Schultz. He said, should the Giants pass on Shedeur Sanders with the number 3 pick, keep an eye out for Ole Miss quarterback Jaxson Dart, whose swashbuckling style, what a word, and flair for the dramatic seems tailor-made for New York, and who I'm told head coach Brian Daboll likes. And I can understand why Brian Daboll likes the way that Jaxson Dart carries himself as a person, competitor, but more importantly, how he plays that quarterback position. And as we know, or if you don't know, the New York Giants are having private workouts with Shedeur Sanders, Tyler Shuck, and Jalen Milroe, but they already held a private workout a couple of weeks ago with Jaxson Dart. And I remember Brian Daboll at the NFL owners meeting saying, I don't do pro days. And he went to the pro day in Colorado. He said, I put a lot more stock into the individual private workouts. I've done a number of those, and I would not be shocked if Jaxson Dart had a hell of a private workout with the New York Giants, and Brian Daboll came away in full bloom love. Let's start with this. 6'2 plus, 223 pounds, and 21 years old. That is big, in my opinion. If you go back and look at the way that Joe Schoen has gone about drafting these players, he puts a large importance on younger prospects. Malik Neighbors, 21 years old. He's drafted guys that are still young and can get to that second contract before the time they hit 26 or 27 years old. Last year, Dart, best season in college football, completing north of 69, nice percent of his passes, threw for almost 4,300 yards, 32 total touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Played the last 3 years with the Rebels. Got started, though, in college with USC. Ended up transferring there, and him and Lane Kiffin formed a really good marriage, and they had a lot of success together. Jaxson Dart had a lot of success throwing the ball down the field last year in the SEC as well. Number 1 in deep yards across all of college football. He was tied for 6th in big-time throw percentage. He was tied for 6th in average depth of target, meaning how far are you throwing the football down the field every single snap. On average, 11.9 yards. An adjusted completion percentage of 77.7. Top 15 in the nation. But a lot of turnover-worthy plays. 15 turnover-worthy plays compared to 25 big-time throws. Not the worst ratio there, but you'd like to see 2 big-time throws to 1 turnover-worthy plays. So he's about 5 off there. Not the worst in the world, but I do think he does put the ball in harm's way a little bit more than I would like. That can be coached up, and hopefully you grow out of that at the next level. An underrated part of Jaxson Dart's game, in my opinion, is his legs and his ability to impact the game as a runner. I'm not going to say he is Jalen Hurts, but he's got a little Jalen Hurts type movement to his game. Strong lower body. He's able to run through arm tackles and create yards after contact. 100 carries this past year, 648 yards, 6.5 yards per carry, 3 touchdowns, 22 missed tackles forced, 312 yards after contact. So almost half of his yards came after contact. 28 runs of more than 10-plus yards, 4 runs of more than 15-plus yards, 384 yards on scrambles so he could pick up legs when a play breaks down. And you can use him in design runs, 264 yards on designed QB runs. You can use him in that read option. You could use him in a QB power if you want to. A really underrated part of his game is his mobility, in my opinion. Schultz did say this, though. Dart is unlikely to fall out of round 1 of the NFL draft that is a week away. And that tells me if the New York Giants like him, they're most likely going to have to trade up into round 1. And to be honest with you, I've heard a lot of smoke about Jaxson Dart in the New Orleans Saints at number 9. And maybe if Shador is on the board still when the Saints are on the clock at number 9, they decide to go with Shador over Dart, and that pushes Dart down the board. There's other QB-needy teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers at 21. Don't be shocked if the Los Angeles Rams take a quarterback in round 1. I guess what I'm trying to say is the New York Giants are going to have to trade up if it is true he's not going to fall out of round 1, because they are hopefully not going to pick him with the number 3 overall pick. Would you trade up back into round 1? Would you move from 34 maybe to pick 20 or pick 19 to select Jaxson Dart? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I like Jaxson Dart. I do. I know some people think I hate him because I said he was a day 2 prospect, which I still have a day 2, round 2 grade on him. And I like him a lot more at pick 34. Like if Jaxson Dart's on the board at 34, I'm going to have to think extremely long and hard about taking him. And I would be shocked if the New York Giants did not take him if he was there at pick 34. I like him at 34. I don't love the idea of trading into round 1 to get him. We'll talk more about Jaxson Dart and go through a deep scouting profile. But first, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor, Game Time. The NFL draft is almost here, which means the NFL regular season is right around the corner. And the best place to get Giants tickets is with Game Time. So download the app, create an account, use our promo code ChatSports, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. Game Time is the app where you get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. Price actually drop as the events get closer. It's also super easy to use the app, and they have awesome features where you can see your seat view inside the app when you are debating on which tickets you want to go and buy. And you can save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sporting events, concert, comedy shows, theater events, etc., and so much more. Last-minute tickets and flash deals. They specialize in that. Views from the seats, I think we all can agree. Lowest price guaranteed. I'll sign up for that. If you're thinking about going to a Knicks playoff game, you're going to want to turn on that Game Times Picks feature and that all-in pricing feature so you lock yourself into the best seat for the lowest price guaranteed and use our promo code, ChatSports, CHATSPORTS. Get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. What time is it? It is game time, ladies and gentlemen. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Be a real one. All righty, Jaxson Dart. I have a round 2 grade on him. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he could potentially blossom into a franchise quarterback. There's some things I like about him. His accuracy was a plus to me. He throws with good touch. I think he's really efficient when throwing the deep ball. He's a plus rusher. He's got an NFL arm. And he just plays with a toughness, a moxie, and a swag that I think Brian Daboll would like. Things I worry about. Some pocket presence. I think sometimes his eyes fall to the line of scrimmage when he sees blitzes coming off the edge or through the A gap or B gap. His mental processing can be better. I wonder what his upside and ceiling is. And I hate doing that, but I don't see anything absolutely elite trait-wise about his game. And I can't forget about the Florida game where he threw like 14 interceptions in a half a minute. And I wonder if he is ready for big-time moments and clutch performances. Dane Brugler, in my opinion, the best NFL draft guy in the game of The Athletic, says this about Dart. A little bit of a longer read, but I wanted you guys to hear from him. A 3-year starter at Ole Miss, Dart thrived in offensive coordinator Charlie Weiss Jr. spread RPO, heavy play action scheme. Number 1 in passing EPA per dropback last year. After transferring out of USC once Caleb Williams arrived, he found a home with Lane Kiffin and left Oxford with numerous season and career records, including the Rebels' all-time lead in wins, passing yards, and total offense. With his physical tools and rhythm passing, he was an ideal fit in Kiffin's quarterback-friendly offense. Although this simplistic nature of the scheme leaves NFL scouts questioning his post-snap decision-making process when his reads aren't as structured and predetermined. The other key concern is his tendency to prematurely drop his eyes once the pocket gets heated. However, his athleticism to buy time and scramble for positive yards is an asset. Overall, Dart needs to develop his progression-based reads and anticipation, things he wasn't asked regularly to do in college. But he is a natural thrower of the football with promising mobility and high-level competitive intangibles. If allowed to develop at his own pace, he offers NFL starting upside in the right situation. And I honestly agree with just about everything that Dave Brugler said right there. I like Dart. I'm not sure I love Dart. And I have him as a round 2 quarterback. And again, if he's there at 34, I'm very strongly going to consider pulling the trigger on him. There's a lot of things to like about his game. I think that he could throw on the run. He could create plays with his legs to make throws downfield with his arm. He's generally accurate to all 3 levels. Makes a lot of high-level throws. He was the number 1 deep ball thrower in all of college football last year. His second-level touch and accuracy is awesome. He's got toughness, man. He picks himself off the turf, and he's ready to rock and roll as that game rolls on. He is a sneaky good runner. Anticipation. It's there. It flashes. And I wonder when he moves on from Lane Kiffin and being told with signs and emojis on the sideline of where to throw the football, he can flash his actual quarterback IQ a little bit more. And he's competitive. And he's tough. And he is a leader. And I think people want to play with Jaxson Dart. I worry about the offense he played in. I think it strongly benefits a college quarterback, but at the same time, I don't think it fully prepares a college quarterback for NFL Sundays. I think sometimes he predetermines his throws because of the offense he throws in. If you see this, you throw this. If you see this, you throw that. And that's how that offense worked. Needs to improve on his pocket presence. I don't want to say he has an elite arm. I think he has a good enough arm, not the biggest negative in the world for me. I think he lacks elite level upside, but I do think he could be a good quarterback in this league. And the anti-clutch gene does concern me a little bit. You can see why people like him. And you can see the clear and obvious ways that he can improve as a quarterback. Like the reason I think Brian Daboll likes him, he throws over the middle well. He's got good arm strength. Not great, but good. Throws with anticipation sometimes. He's got mobility. So he's a creator. He can improvise, and he targets the middle of the field well, and he's got a great deep ball. And he probably needs a year to sit. And the Giants have 2 veteran quarterbacks that they are going to start this year. I'm not shocked at all, if true, which I believe it does, that Brian Daboll really likes Jaxson Dart. Makes a lot of sense to me. Kid's got swag. As we know, Brian Daboll, he wants to think he has swag. If you want the Giants to draft Jaxson Dart, hit that thumbs up icon. I know there's a lot of people that watch this show that love Jaxson Dart. When I said he was a round 2 player, people, Marsh, why do you hate him? I don't hate him. I said him as a round 2 quarterback, which is quite the compliment. Not many people get that grade. Hit that thumbs up icon and make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG. Hit me up, and let's go G-Men.